Hey, Fourstring here, without Bob. I'm in the Stu studio at my secret hideout. We won't disclose the location. Some of you may have even been here before. But anyway, so this isn't going to be like a gear video, I guess. Like we're gonna explain the whole 2-channel bass situation. So my live rack. This is an 810 speaker. This is not the one I use. It's the exact same thing as what I use, but this one's like basically unused live outside. It's pretty studio kept. And my fancy schmancy pedal board. And let's see if I can flip this. Get a picture of the Yamaha, one of the Yamaha Attitude basses that I use. There's the boondoggle for the tone. And yes, 2 pickups, 2 separate outputs going in. Okay, so we're going to try to do this. Try to get this to make as much sense to people as possible. So here's how this works. So I'm going to set the phone down here and I'm going to play something and you're going to hear how it sounds. Okay, so it sounds pretty growly and gnarly and stuff. It's not perfect. It's not as aggressive as Billy Sheehan's tone. For those of you who are like, you're copping his tone. I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. He's got his thing. I'm not him. I'm nowhere near, not even close, to be honest with you. I play with a pick. That's another whole situation. He plays with his fingers. So to get, it's different. Okay. So, but this is pretty much, if you look at his rig rundowns, you're going to see that this is kind of how he runs it. He doesn't use Sans amps. You'll see. Watch his rig rundowns. Watch this one. Make your own decisions. I play with a pick, not my fingers. Very once in a while, I'll do another video on that if anyone wants to see it. See how many people actually pay attention to this one. Okay, so you got the bass, and it's backwards. I know. 2 outputs. Red is the high channel. Low is the blue is the low channel. 2 pickups. You got this one here on the neck, which is for low. Right, super low. And then you've got your high pickup, your precision pickup is for the high channels. Okay, you put them together, you get that sound. Okay, so how this works is we'll start with the low channel because it's the simpler, easier to explain because it's less stuff. There goes the hair again. Low channel on. Okay, that's this pickup right here. This middle control is a tone control. It's got a high cut feature on it. So like if you want then you make it lower and then you pull it out and that makes it even lower. That cuts all the highs out of it. So this is like just super low tone. So if you don't use the pick, super low, right? That comes out of this, okay? I normally have it cut all the highs and I back it all off just like a regular tone control. You back all the highs out of it. So it's just lows. So you get that thundery low end underneath everything. That goes out of this pickup here. Comes out of that port, out of that jack, we'll call it. And it goes to, I'm going to spin you around. Okay. Goes into the pedal board. Okay. How is this going to work the best? I'll keep it like this. Now I've got you all spun around. So that goes, see there's little thing ins and outs. That was like a custom thing I had made. So the input of the blue channel, right, that's the other end of my bass cord. My bass cord is like a fancy schmancy two cable thing that I made myself. I got to put some different ends on it here. So it goes into this thing here. So basically the input of the low here goes into this. Shut that off. Goes into this. Comes out of this. Goes into this radial shotgun splitter. Essentially what that does is that sometimes when you run, if you run 2 pickups separately, because the ground is my thought on this, the ground is still connected to the same thing. You can potentially, sometimes when you go to a club or a bar, you'll get like a buzzing sound, and it's because it's still connected together. So I run it through this. That has fancy schmancy stuff on the inside that literally separates the 2 channels, so you don't get that buzzy sound in any instance. It's the only thing this is for. This does have ground lifts on it and stuff, but radials, like, super good stuff. I've never had a problem with any radials gear. So it splits it. So the low channel comes into here off the base, goes into here, comes out of here, goes right directly over to the tuner. You know, or see if we're in tune here. Whoops. Goes right over to the tuner. I am out of tune. Oh, there goes the neighborhood. Get it going a little bit here. Closer. So that goes right to the tuner. When it's out, it comes out of the tuner. Comes out of the tuner and goes right back into the back into this thing. And then it goes out of here. And this goes into another snake that I made. Custom snake job. CableTiesandMore.com. Great place to get all your wire looming and stuff. Goes out of there. Into this. So low channel. So far we're out of the pickup, into the tuner, out of the tuner, into the low channel of the low preamp. So we got an RPM for the high channels and an RBI. It goes into, the low channel of the RBI. This is like your normal one that everybody, this is probably their most famous product in a pedal form, but I have a rack version. Okay. Drive, presence, blend is all the way up. Bass is up a little bit, mid, treble. This is the volume that goes to the PA, and this is the volume that comes out of your amp. Comes out of this thing in the back, because there's ins and outs on the back too. That's why you don't see any cabling going into it. So on the back, it comes out of this, and it goes into 1/2 of this Ampeg SVT 4 Pro. Now, 4 Pro is a stereo amp. None of this is even working right. I bypass all this. I'm just using the old preamp in, preamp, power amp out, preamp out, power amp in stuff. I'm sorry. On the back. This thing has a million configurations on the back. And it's very, very loud, and it's very, very reliable. This is a USA made one I got years and years and years ago that I've been using for all this stuff. So it comes out of this, goes into 1/2 of this, which is just a power amp. None of these preamp controls are on. EQ's not on, none of that. Comes out of this, the sound comes out of this, into 1/2 of this, out of 1/2 of this, into the bottom of this 410 cabinet. On the back of this, you've got an input for the top 4 and the bottom 4, or you can plug it in all 8, but we don't do that. That's the reason I carry this thing around, because it's 2 cabinets in one, and I don't have to have 2 separate cabinets. People think that I'm running this whole thing and it's so loud. It's not. It's because I have to have 2 separate, everything separated on this thing. So, low channel, recap that. Low channel goes from the low pickup to the tuner, or to the board, through the shotgun, into the tuner, out of the tuner, into this preamp, which there's my settings, out of this preamp into 1/2 this, and from this into there, and that's how you get this. Super low, super muddy, which is great, which is why if I plugged just a bass into that, it would just be super muddy, because all these controls are set up for that. Okay, now we go to the other one, which is kind of the same thing, but it's a little bit different. Same idea though. We come out of this. I'll get your video going here, Rod. Okay, so this is the precision pickups. This is just your high end. There's no tone control, there's no nothing on these. It's just, this is your volume, and that's all your precision pickup gets. This is for your low channel. Whoops, get it together. Low channel stuff, this is for your high channel. Okay, comes out of there, goes into, I'm gonna flip you around again. Goes out of there, comes into goes through the fancy schmancy cable that I have, into the input, ba-boom, right here. Sorry, I don't have Bob here filming this for me. Goes into the input right here, goes into this for the same reasons as the low channel. From there, it goes to, I need a cameraman, goes into the Billy Sheehan, the original signature drive EBS, which is a super cool pedal. Those are my settings that I use. You can hot rod it up a little bit if you want to. Like, I'm sure Billy's is probably even more hotter than this, if that's a word. That's pretty ratty. I don't have it up like that because when you're playing like Faithfully by Journey or something, you don't really need that. So, but you can. It'll do all that stuff, and it does a ton of other stuff. Look it up. Maybe I'll do a review on all these pedals individually, and just do a better job of videoing it, because, you know, just kind of throwing this out there right now. So it goes into that, comes out of there. From there, it goes into the Boss SY1 synthesizer pedal. Okay, this is for all the I don't have two hands to do this, so I'm going to try to, like... Those are what we use for, in guarding Violet anyway, we use those for, oh, like Here I Go Again, the beginning of that, when you have the low and the high together. I'm just going to set you down for a second and do this real quick so you can hear what it sounds like. If I can play it real quick with one hand. Here we go. So, did you get all that? So, we turn it down. Trying to do this, I know it's crazy, but out of that pedal, when I use it for synthesizer stuff, it goes into an envelope filter, which most people know what an envelope filter does. Some people don't, so I'm going to spin you around and do, well, I don't drop the phone. Okay, my fancy schmancy picture. Envelope filter, kind of the wah 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 thing, the disco. With the bass turned up, it's... Okay, from there, we've got a Phase 100. Spin you around. Phase 100 MXR. That's we bought that initially for Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. Barry Sparks was using one, so I copped that idea from him when we used to play Stranglehold in an old band that I was in. So without the bass, it's actually turn it up a little bit. After that, not horribly complicated, it's just, might as well show everybody, right? After that, it comes out, goes into an MXR bass compressor, which is brand new. I don't even have my settings. I got tape there when I get these rock solid where I want them. If you notice all my other stuff, I do the presets where they are in case they get knocked around. And the compressing is like, I use it for like an overdrive. So like if I really like in Rock You Like a Hurricane, I can get, or doing, can do stuff like that. Oh, the synthesizer pedal, I wanted to show you this too. Oh, I'll do that when I do the pedal. I got some cool organ sounds I want to show. We'll do that. Give me a reason to do another video, right? So, compressor 4 is just all those high. Do a lot of like, hold on, spin your, like, I don't know, it's just. So anyway, enough of me showing off, right? Okay, comes out of there into the output, back up into here, into the high one, which is not an RBI, it's an RPM, which is also, they don't make this one anymore. They switched it. They've got a Geddy Lee preamp now. I forgot what it's actually called. I have one in a box. It's going to go in another rack for a second system, but it's literally an RPM. So if you're going to replicate this, you're going to end up with a Geddy Lee on the top and an RBI in the bottom. And that goes into the other half, which goes into the other half, the top half. So the top is a high, the bottom is the low. That's why I have 800 pounds of crap play, essentially. Seems like I'm just carrying a lot of crap for no reason, but synth pedal, your envelope filter. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's the basics of the rig rundown. Check it out, I did buy this the other day. Guy, it was awesome. He plays around here with Faded Vinyl, the band is called, so check those guys out. But I bought this Galen Kruger 410, which is going to be the basis of if I go with in-ears. But yeah, so these Sans amps go direct. There's an XLR output that goes right into the PA. These go right into my 4 Pro, which does the stage volume thing. Yeah, if I think of anything else, I'll do another video. Yeah, I just wanted to do this. It's a 15-minute video. It's kind of long for me. I don't normally do them this long, but if anyone's interested in 2-channel bass stuff, you can always go to Billy Sheehan's, any of his stuff. In fact, I don't want to flood his email, but like, he'll probably answer you if you email him with a legitimate question. He's a super cool guy, and loves, I guess he loves answering questions from people that actually enjoy playing bass, because that's what he does. That's what he's done for years and years and years. Very informative. There's lots of Facebook groups. You know, guys will answer questions. It's probably where I'm going to end up posting this, because there's some people that want to know and they don't know. It took me a long time to hash out how this worked, because I was trying to figure this out before YouTube videos with Billy stuff was really a thing. I was just trying to figure out how he was getting what he was getting. So this isn't the first version of this. I've been through a lot of things to get this, but it's not the same as his. Like I said, I don't believe he's ever used SansAmp stuff to do it, but it's the same idea, I think. But super cool guy. You can always reach out, give it a shot if you want to ask him questions too. Maybe you won't want to ask me any questions, I don't know. But I do have fun doing this, and I'm going to start making a few videos. Maybe I'll do a string changing video, because my green Yamaha is due for a string change. So I was going to do that on video, just to, some guys don't know, you know, they don't know the way. But yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys out there. 4-string without Bob in the secret back. See you next time. Bye.